Hey guys, want to see a crack house?
But seriously, this is one of the worst properties I've ever bought, and I've had to rope my cousin into helping me flip it. So come on inside. So this is one of the weirdest properties that I've bought. I'm actually here with my brother Ben. He was actually very much shocked at the condition of this house. And I want you to do me a huge favor, guys. Like and subscribe. But you tell me in the comment section below what kind of person lived here. And when I ask that question, I mean, was this house a foreclosure? Is it a tax deal? Like, did I buy it for back taxes? Did I just come and decide to put the house in my name through a quitclaim deed? What kind of sale was this? We'll give you a couple seconds. Go and post in the comment section below, like and share, and subscribe to my channel so you guys can live through me vicariously. 3, 2, 1. This is one of the only properties that I've ever purchased that was owned by a regular homeowner, and I use the regular homeowner term loosely, but this was not a foreclosure. This was not a rental property where the landlord got tired and wanted to sell it. Up to, well, we almost had to run an eviction on the people that own this property.
The heck?
Yeah. So I bought this property for a princely sum of $13,000. And if you're familiar with where I live, Walmart is over there. We're actually really close to Walmart, so it's not a bad location, generally speaking, but this is one of the weirdest deals that I've ever had in a property. I mean, I bought this property a year and a half ago, and by the time we finally got the people out, it was looking like this. I tell myself on a regular basis that it did not look like this when I bought it. I'm friends kind of with the real estate agent. She called me and she said, "This is the kind of property that you would like, Brandon." And I said, "Well, what do you mean?" She's like, "You could make a lot of money on this." I came over and I looked at it. And when I did, there was a family living here and it was full of crap. And there's so many stupid things going on here. Okay, so this is where their kitchen was, and it was packed full of moving boxes. I don't know what happened that I didn't notice this, but when I purchased the property, I came to the realization they had these push pins up here, and that black thing is a trash bag. They were using that to hold water running into this trash can here. So rather than fixing their roof, which I knew it needed a new roof, but they put a trash bag up to cover it up and boxes to hide it. It's like the cardinal sin of real estate. The people that sell a property, they're supposed to disclose all the known material defects. At least they're supposed to in Ohio. They didn't. And I came in here after 45 days or 60 days of purchasing it. And I mean, this is the damage that's been done. Well, for the most part. My cousin, I made my cousin this proposition because this is not in a really terrible, because it's not in a super terrible neighborhood. Rather than doing it as a residential rental, maybe it would make sense to try and flip it, because these kinds of, this renovated would be a 3-bed, 1-bath. I'd like to get $70,000 out of it, and I think that I can do it. It's obviously going to have to be done to a decent grade. So he was over here kicking holes in the wall to see what was going on with the block. It's a block construction, which I love block houses because you can essentially tear out the whole entire inside and restart from scratch. So he wanted to see the condition of the block, which was good, but they did not seal the property at all. And now there's some mold issues, some mildew issues. So everything you see is going to get stripped out of this house. He asked if he could kick in the walls to see how they were made. And I said, sure, why not? Just let me get video of it. So that's what we did. There's the drain to the washer, and it's the normal washer drain. You got a PVC pipe here, it goes to the outside wall, and the washer water just kind of shoots on the outside. Doesn't go into a drain because that's what you do. And it's just This house is so full of stupid decisions and obviously regret on my end. It's just absolutely amazing. And, you know, the way that I saw it, and, you know, obviously I can only blame so much on somebody else. Came in, I'm like, oh, it's cool. It's laminate or LVT. And the thing my cousin noticed, he's like, you notice how they started over here and they did it kind of right. I mean, there's gaps now, but they were staggered right. And then they decided, oh, the ghost is back. Then they just gave up.
That's the first thing I noticed.
Yeah. So we did put a new roof on it because this was going to totally destroy the property. So right after I bought it, we put a new ceiling in. So this is going to be completely demoed. This right here is concrete slab. And then this is over here is a porch that they annexed. So we were looking at all the dry rot on this. And my cousin is like one of the best tradespeople I know. So he'll do an awesome job. And I proposed to my cousin, if you come in and do all the work, I'll pay for all the materials and then we'll split the profit. Because at $70,000, I figure if I was to go out and pay somebody to do this house, it would probably be $35,000 or $40,000. About $15,000 in materials and then another $20,000 in labor costs. It's not like my normal place. Those are more accurate figures, I think. So I figured it would be about $40,000 to fix it up. But if he went in to did all the labor costs himself, and maybe got a couple of his buddies that he could pay in adult beverages to come out and help with some of the work, we could get the labor costs down significantly, and then whatever the profit is, we split it. And I think that he'll come out making way more money. I think he will. And then I don't have to pay out of pocket for all this crap. So this house, the story with it is I was asked by a location scout for a movie. They shot a movie here in town last September, and they said, Brandon, we need a crack house to go and film a crack house scene in. And I said, I have the perfect thing for you. And I gave him the keys to it. Eddie, my buddy that's the personal trainer, he's the guy that was the location scout for the movie. And he came back next week. He said, Brandon, that's the most awful piece of crap house I've ever seen. And I said, you asked me for a crack house. And he said, I know, but I did think you were going to give me a real one. and no joke, in this room, this gorgeous lime down here, when I've come in, we've had to remove 2 beds now. 2 separate beds because people were sleeping here. We chased several women out one day out of here. Those zebra curtains are not my curtains, and they were not here when I purchased the house, but somebody set up zebra curtains last summer or last fall, and this one's been sitting on the shelf. And with the YouTube stuff, I've been doing a lot better financially. I mean, I've got money to do stuff and do creative projects, so I figured giving this property or having my cousin come in and flipping it, I think would be a really cool thing. We're going to document it, so there will be a part 2 to this video. We're going to put GoPros in here for the demolition, rehab, and then the sales process. So I think it's going to be fun. I don't know if you guys have ever been at a crack house before, but now you have, which is crazy. So I think, like my cousin said, this is the only redeeming quality of the house is the furnace in the closet thing here. But that's going to probably have to come out too. This is 1x6s. And then it's just like all of the work here. This windowsill has been rotting for who knows how long. And we ripped this decorative board on here. I know there's a Live, Laugh, Love sticker in here somewhere. So, I mean, it's just, there's so much shoddy work in here. And I'm the recipient of it. And this is one of the only houses I've ever bought off somebody that lived in it. So this wasn't a foreclosure or rental. People lived here up till 45 days after closing. They're supposed to leave, I want to say, within 30 days. And this is where it is. It's got an okay-ish lot with a gigantic tree on the southbound side of this house. See, maybe I'm wrong about the water. I guess maybe it does. Yeah, that'll never freeze. But that's where the washer and dryer are. I guess I forgot that this is the dryer. This is for the washer. So this is where it is. They had a dumpy little shed back here that we tore down, improve the value of the house. We're going to have to redo the entire, redoing all the siding on the house. My cousin says I can't be a cheapskate about anything, and we'll have to tear out all of the siding and redo the siding. He's got a crew that'll do that. We put this brown metal roofing on it. We came back here last summer and did that. So the roof is actually pretty okay. It's not great, but we did the roof, but not the fascia. So the fascia and soffit are going to have to be redone at this point, which it is what it is. I'm hoping that I can get it done for an equivalent of 40K. I've got 13 in it. Well, 40K if it was contractors. If my cousin does it, then we'll get the cost down. I'm hoping that he'll make 20K. I'm just quoting numbers out of my butt at this point. But I did it on paper, and we'll do it on a later video. He came out ahead. I made like 10 grand off of it as a flip rather than a rental, because we have the house over there that's worth like 125, believe it or not. So in this neighborhood, my 3-bed 1-bath might be more advantageous than a nicer 3-1 at 129K. So I mean, this is what it is. It's just a crazy property. My cousin, except on beer. My cousin already came through and tore out more of the ceiling to check. I hope that was him, and try to assess the situation with all this mold and mildew. It wasn't like this when I bought it, but when we closed on it and I took possession of it, it was, and it's all due to the roof damage. So obviously all this is getting tore out, and he wanted to see what was up there, so he tore some holes. I think it was him. It could have been somebody trying to get it in the house, but I don't know. So be sure to like and subscribe, and we'll see if my cousin can make money on this house. I'm kind of giving it to him and throwing him to the wolves to see if he wants to flip a house. So thank you guys for watching. Yay!